It's our continuing series, Today's Senior with SYNERGY HomeCare. There's a new opportunity and some positive news, too, for people who've lost their jobs during this pandemic. Many restaurant and hotel employees are now finding jobs as personal assistants and caregivers.
That's right. And if you're looking for something new, Ruth Busalacchi is the president of SYNERGY HomeCare, and she has job openings and advice if you're considering a career change. Good to see you, Ruth.
Hello, good to see you both.
Absolutely. Before we get to some of the job stuff, because I do think a lot of people are going to be really excited and interested in hearing that, let's just talk a little bit about how the needs are changing right now for seniors, because that's what you guys do, is help take care of seniors.
We really are. We're seeing a change in the way in which seniors are wanting their support. 86% of them in a recent survey say they want to age in place. And where in the past, most seniors would wait until they needed a lot of help, now what we're seeing is seniors are calling us and saying, I would like someone else to do the housework. I'd like someone else to do the cooking and run errands for me and really be my personal assistant. And so, or even a companion. And so right now, it's a perfect opportunity for someone who has those skills in other careers like restaurants or hotels or hospitality to join this type of opportunity. We have unique individuals who want unique care. And what we're finding is when we match up the caregiver with the skills of the individual, their job satisfaction is very, very high.
And what a rewarding career I think it would be to be a personal assistant, as you say, or somebody who provides this type of care as a caregiver, even to give the primary caregiver a break, some respite, which is so important. I also wonder if this is a fairly safe job, because I would think a lot of the care that you give is one-on-one.
That's exactly right. Of course, we've increased our PPP and practices and wearing masks. However, you know, when you're walking into someone's home who may or may not be seeing other people, you really are restricting the number of individuals that they visit, and for the employee as well, it's a safer environment as opposed to being in a larger facility.
Very true. And I know you talked about how rewarding it is, you know, and people who maybe are working from restaurants and hotels or housekeeping, different things like that, that may be furloughed or have lost their job would transfer those skills so nicely. But what kinds of jobs otherwise are they doing? So you mentioned kind of like the, you know, caretaking or personal assistant. What other types of things do they do day to day?
Sure. So some of our caregivers are asked to actually perform a little bit more personal care. Maybe someone needs help getting up and going for their day. They may need some assistance walking or using a walker or a wheelchair. And those skills, many of our employees come with those skills, but we can also provide training for those skills so that an individual can stay in their home who might need a personal assistant initially, maybe a couple hours a week, all the way up to 24 hours of care so that they can follow their own goals and fill out their mission to stay at home.
I think it's so great that you provide that training and support, because somebody then is able to make a career change if they don't already have experience doing those things as a caregiver. And I wonder, as people transition from the hospitality industry, do people who've worked in hotels and restaurants, do they make good caregivers for SYNERGY?
They honestly make the best. We're always excited when we hear someone has those skill sets because customer service is so natural in both industries, restaurant and hotel. And we design our care and support for the individual. So you really are providing customer service every day you walk in. You want to provide independent, unique care to the person that you're supporting.
Is it easy training? I know you do all of it and most of it on the job.
Right. We have training. The position is technically called non-skilled, and which we don't necessarily like that term because we think it's a very important skill. But we have CNAs that are trained to provide training such as how to properly escort someone who's in a wheelchair, how to use a gait belt, which is a belt to help someone steady from a potential fall. How to help someone who is perhaps needing help in and out of bed or and on the toilet. Those are some of the skills that we can certainly provide the training to do if that's an interest. But again, there are so many different needs that our families have, and it really could be a companion and someone to drive errands with and make a good meal.
And Ruth, what do you hear from some of the seniors that you care for? I'm sure that they are so happy to be able to stay in their own homes.
Oh, without a doubt. They are more grateful than ever now during COVID to say, I'm home, I'm safe, someone is helping me get my needs met, but more importantly, they have somebody to talk to and someone to share information with and maybe exercise with, someone to motivate them to keep moving. And for the families, oh my goodness, they are so thrilled that we are putting face-to-face contact with their loved one, and we can provide them true reassurance that they're doing okay, or perhaps that we're seeing subtle changes that we can get on top of so that they can continue to stay safe at home.
Oh, I love what you do. Thanks so much for joining us, Ruth.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And right now, Synergy HomeCare is offering bonuses for newly hired employees. So if you're looking, they train personal assistants and caregivers. So for more information or to arrange a free in-person visit to talk about how Synergy can help you or a loved one, give them a call. It's 414-763-8368, or you can go online, which is synergyhomecare.com.